Sensor Logger supports various deep link URL schemes, allowing you to interact with the application without ever needing to explicitly use the interface. And this is very powerful because through deep links, you can start chaining Sensor Logger as part of a wider workflow and actually hook into various features within the operating system. Now, as you can see here, various deep links are offered from Sensor Logger. For example, you can start recording, end recording, annotate, and even join study via these links. Now, there are many ways to actually use this. So in this short tutorial, I'm going to showcase a few different ways where deep links can be used with Sensor Logger, maybe hopefully inspiring you to use this as part of your data collection setup. Now, firstly, deep links are just links, right? So you can see here, I'm just going to jump between Android and iOS because just to show you that it's the same behavior regardless of the operating system. So here on the iPhone here, you can see Sensor Logger //start, which is a link you need to use if you want to start a Sensor Logger recording, and you can just use it from the browser. So if I go here, it will go to Sensor Logger, and then it will start the recording as you would expect, right? So this is probably the simplest way to use this. Another way you can use this is through a QR code. So you can, for example, I have this QR code here, which is that exact same link. So again, you can use the camera, and then you can do Sensor Logger start, and this will navigate into the app and will start the recording automatically. You can also end recording easily through this without ever needing to touch your phone. So this is the most basic way of using deep links. Another way of using deep link is to hook these deep link up into one of these NFC tags. So these NFC tags you can get on the internet, very cheap. What you can do, you can write the link into one of these tags, and then whenever you physically tap your phone against the tags, then you can execute that deep link. And this is very powerful because you can actually write various annotation deep link. So imagine as part of a data collection campaign, you have various participants going around a setup, going to different rooms. You want people to tag whenever they enter a particular room or leave the bus or get on a train, right? So you can imagine you can put various different annotation deep links into these tags, and then participant can just tap to annotate. So this really works really well as part of that particular setup. Now to do that, you buy these tags, which are relatively cheap, and then you need to write the link into these tags. Now you can do that with various free apps out there, both on the Android and iOS side. Here I have this NFC tool. Sure. I'll do that later. So here you can go to the right tab, and then you can write a deep link. So you need to select custom URI here. So for example, here I'm going to do Sensor Logger // annotate right here. Then I can put whatever annotation I want. So for example, in the example I gave, let's say whenever you get on a bus or get on a mode of transport, you want your participant to record that moment in time. So you can do bus, for example, right? So then you can write it, and then I'm going to take one of these tags and then bring it close. So now this tag is associated with that particular deep link URL. You may want to use Sharpie to actually write down what's what, because you're going to otherwise get confusing very quickly. But back onto the iPhone, for example, during a recording session, and then the participant get on bus, so they can tap, and then now you can see the bus has been added, right? And then at the end of recording, you can see that is part of the recording. So you can use a relatively complicated setup if you want to have various annotation associated with various tags. You can do this with the QR code as well, just like I've shown you just now. Something else that you can hook up your annotation to is through the shortcuts mechanism. There are equivalents in iOS, but for example, you can use the built-in shortcuts app, and then you can do things like add a new shortcuts. So this will be something like open URL, right? So here you can put the URL here. So Sensor Logger, for example, again, // let's say start, right? And then you can have this at the, obviously you will name this appropriately and pick a nice icon, but now if you tap on this, it will allow you to open Sensor Logger and start recording. And nice thing about this is that with shortcuts, now you can do very sophisticated automation, right? So you can change this as part of a wider data collection workflow. You can prompt people, multiple choice, pass variables in, do annotation, and you can have a board of these different types of actions. You can also invoke these things through the action button, invoke these things through Siri. So really there are a lot of different possibilities. And yeah, hopefully this deep link mechanism will help you streamline your data collection effort.